Oh man, we here, baby. We here. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, I thought I was live. I'm sitting here talking to you guys and everything, and realized that I wasn't live. That tell you how long it's been for me since I last done this, right? That's kind of funny. For you that don't know, I am Adrian Taylor, Mr. GC. This is Gentlemen's Council, and I'm back, man, and I'm gonna stay more consistent in doing these videos, man. I was with my head down, as we like to say, getting to the business, getting to the money, and all of those great things, man. Bag chasing, goal chasing, and so now this has become part of my goal chasing, and so I'm gonna be here, man, and we finna get to it. But before we get started, man, I would like to cheers to a new year, 2026. All great things are gonna be happening. I know you guys are gonna be reaching your goals, and you're gonna prosper. So I want to cheers to that. Yeah, man. So we here, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm extremely excited because what I wanted to start doing was definitely talk to you guys about my four pillars. But before we get into those four pillars, you know, I just want to talk about where you are currently in life and what you should be kind of doing, man. Because what I'm finna get into, especially when it's the four pillars, it's not sexy, right? I'm not here to tell you how to get rich quick. I'm not here to tell you how to reach your goals in 2 to 3 months because a lot of these things are subjective, right? But what I am going to teach you is how to fall for the process or enjoy the process so that way everything becomes a part of your life, your everyday life. So it's just like ingrained in you. And I want to talk about that. What's ingrained in you, right? When you waking up, brushing your teeth, washing your face, right? Showering, all those things, putting on your deodorant, putting your clothes on. Like, you don't even think about that process. It's ingrained in you. You know what I mean? You put your pants leg on one leg at a time. Some people don't even realize what leg they putting there, putting in first. Some people have to do it to realize what they're doing. Your car ride to work. A lot of times, have you ever felt that you was on the car ride to work, right? And like the last 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, you don't even remember. You just going through the motion. You know exactly where you're going. It's ingrained in you. You know where you're going. So the last 10 to 15 minutes, you ain't even been paying no attention. You know what I'm saying? And then you come to like, oh snap. Like I just been on autopilot for the last 10 to 15 minutes. And so that's what I want you to start to learn and start to think about it. This ain't a microwave, man. If you want to get rich, you got to put the work in. You want to achieve your goals, you got to put the work in. And that process is daunting. Like I'm here to tell you the real. It can get tough. It can get hard. I'm not finna sugarcoat it for you guys, man. Like it's real out here. And for you guys that only have one job and don't have no side hustles, it's gonna really start to get real out here. But we're gonna leave that for another video. What we're gonna talk about, like I said, is these four pillars. These are the things that you should be working on every single year. Every single year. Every single year. Give me a second here. Make sure I'm not missing anything from you guys. Get that. All right. So every single year. And make sure to comment. Make sure to comment, like, so y'all can stay up to date on what's going on, on this channel. Sit down for a year. Y'all ready? You ready to sit down for a year? Because everything that we're going to talk about is definitely going to be broken down over the year. Right? So get your pen, your pad, and pull up and ride with your big bro. So, all right. Got my mic here, and we ready to go in, man. So, these four pillars that I've just been talking about. Y'all like, what are you talking about, Adrian? Like, what's your four pillars? What is it? What is it that it is? All right. So, my four pillars, which also are broke down into the two F's and the two P's, and I think it's like a balanced approach because it covers your internal world, right? and your external results. By focusing on these four pillars, you avoid the common traps of becoming successful in one area while neglecting the others. All right, let's get into it. So I said the two P's and the two F's, right? So let's go with the two F's first. Let's go with the two F's. Faith. Hey, man. Faith. You got to work on that faith every single day, right? Why? What? Faith, it's about your connection to a higher purpose, your core values, and the moral compass that guides your decisions, right? So whether you Christian, Muslim, so you about the Bible or Quran, these are the things that you have to make sure that you implement in your life, in your day-to-day life, what you believe in, your higher power, your purpose, why are you doing this, right? And so what you want to focus on, consistency, reflection, and community, right? And we're finna break down a year plan. Plain, simple, easy, and quick. Like I said, everything we're finna talk about is gonna be over a year. And this is definitely for someone that's just now getting started, right? Fresh 2026, I want to change my life. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. This is who this is for. For the people that's a little bit further along, hit your boy up, gentlemancouncil.com, sign up, and we can get to it and talk to it a little bit in depth. Wait, since you a little bit further along, right? But I definitely know you're going to be able to get something out of this because you're probably not doing all of this, right? So first quarter, this is what I need you to do. Establish a daily 10. What is your daily 10? Spend 10 minutes every morning in prayer, meditation, or reading sacred scriptures, sacred texts, right? 10 minutes a day. That's it. Start engulfing yourself in your higher power. At least 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. I don't think that's hard. You can do that when you first get up. You could do it when you right before you go to bed. 10 minutes a day. That's what we're doing for the first quarter. Second quarter, join or deepen your involvement in a spiritual community. Study groups, services, retreats, whatever that looks like. Second quarter, you definitely want to start now getting into the community of the people that are involved in what your said, higher power purpose is. Second quarter. That's what you want to start doing, finding that. Third quarter, practice faith in action. Identify one way to serve others, right? Weekly at this point. So you've been reading your text. It's time you built your group, your network. It's time to give back. So whether it's with that group, now you're holding, Bible study, you're teaching, hey, you're giving back to the community in a certain way, however that looks. Once again, we could do a deeper dive with this. If you hit me up, I got you. Okay. But now faith in action. Fourth quarter, review your year through the lens, right, of your values. Where did you act with integrity? Where can you improve, right? So these are the things that you're going to be looking at in the fourth quarter. How can I improve? How can I get to the next level? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Reflection. I'm in my faith now. I feel comfortable. I've been, practicing over a year. Where can I improve? Where can I change? Where can I go? That's how you want to do it. And that's a simple way. I'm not doing too much. I'm not sprinting. I'm in a marathon. Because one thing that you have to learn is this is a process. And not only is it a process, if these things are real to you, these are the things that you want to accomplish in life, you got to change your outlook. It can't just be a quick fix. It can't just be a quick goal. It's got to be a lifestyle change. Faith. How you gonna change your faith, man? All right. Let's get to number two. Number two is probably the real reason why everybody chill. Listening to your boy. Because you know I gets to it. That bad. Finance, right? Woo. Finances, right? Finance is about creating freedom and security. It's not just about earning more, but about managing what you have so it can grow and support your goals, right? So this one, everything ain't about money, but everything revolves around money. Take it how you want to take it. I know people say it, but it's a big deal. Talking about it. This is year one, right? I want you to enjoy the process, chase that bag, chase them goals. But I want this to be a journey over your life, not just for a couple months. Because what happens is you change your life, and then it's like, what's next? Oh, I paid off all my debt. What's next? And if you don't do it right, you're going to get right back in debt. Trust me. I've done it. Right? All right. So let's focus. Literacy. Right? Budgeting. Long-term building. Let me say that one more time. Long-term building. Got to have that long-term building, man. All right. So, year plan. First quarter. We're going to make this thing real easy and simple for you. Right? In the first quarter, audit your spending. Right? You can use an app like Rocket Money, spreadsheet, to track every dollar for 30 days and then start building an emergency fund, right? Now, you can do the spreadsheet because there are some out there that you can use. You can do Rocket Money. These are things that get it very easy of tracking every dollar that goes into your account, every dollar that goes out, right? Makes it real easy to track the bread. Makes it real easy. Now, if you don't want to go that route, you can create a spreadsheet and then based off of your bank account, you know what I mean? You can track everything that goes in, everything goes out. Because your goal is you want to see how much you're spending, right? You should already know how much you're bringing in each month, right? But sometimes when you start to look at how much you spend, you start to realize that I'm overspending and that I need to change my spending habits, right? Because if one person makes $75,000 a year and other said person makes $50,000 a year, person making $75,000 a year is able to save $5,000 a month, where said, $5,000, dollars. Not a month, but just say throughout over the year, because that's crazy. And then and then said person making 50,000 is able to save $10,000 over the year, over the long haul. Who do you think is going to be in a better place? The person that's making $50,000 or the person that's making $75,000? Yeah. You can justify all you want to. It's the person that's making $50,000 and saving, $10,000 a year. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. I don't care how you spend it. You do the math over 20 years and see who in a better position. I don't care that they make 75, but they're only saving $5,000. So those are the things that you want to make sure that you're doing, tracking every dollar that you spend and start to work on that emergency fund. What does your emergency fund look like? At the minimum, 3 months of your household bills, your bills, your monthly bills, you should save at least 3 months worth. I personally say 6. You know what I'm saying? I think that six months should be in your savings account, but first start with 3 months. First start with 1,000. Let's say that if you ain't got $1,000, that's a big problem. So let's start with 1,000 and then 3, then 6, and so on and so forth. But that's how you definitely want to start. And in fact, I probably wouldn't keep more than three months of household bills. Once again, that's going to be a little bit advanced. You're going to have to catch us on the next one on that one. All right. So now you've established that. We want to tackle high interest debt and automate your savings so you pay yourself first. This is what I tell everybody, man. I'm not playing. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, right? On the low end, you should be saving 10% a month. On the low end, you should be saving 10% a month. So if you're making $5,000 a month, on the low end, you should be saving 500. I really think you should be saving 20%. So I really think that you should be saving $1,000 a month based off of that income, $50,000 a year, right? That's how much you should be saving. You should be saving 20%, not 10. But what I suggest is starting off at 10, because what you'll find is that going to the 20% might not be as hard as you thought. And then also it get to the point where it's like a game. You're trying to outdo yourself, right? So you want to make sure that you're saving. And really what we're talking about is saving to invest at this point, because you've got your emergency fund. And so at this point, this is saving for investments, right? But we're paying off those high interest debt loans first. We're paying ourselves. I know people have their old thought process of, well, instead of, investing, I should be, paying off my debt. Amen. Pay yourself first. I get it. You can, but I'm going to pay because I need to be in the game, making my money work for me. Because some people, depending on what your debt look like, it could take you 5-6 years to pay off. So think about not investing $500 to $1,000 over a 6-year period of time. If somebody could do that interest and see where you'll be, you're going to be kicking yourself because you would have wished that you would have done it. So that's why I say pay yourself. But this is what you're going to start. You're going to start that process in the second quarter of paying yourself first, and you're going to start tackling that high interest debt. Third quarter, this is education phase, right? Read 2 books on investing, on wealth management, to understand how to make your money work for you, right? This is why you've taken care of your emergency fund, right? You're tackling high interest rate, right? You're paying yourself first. You're paying yourself first because you're going to start investing this money, right? So that's why now we're going to read 2 books on investments. We'll get to the ones that I suggest on another time, but this is definitely for the basics right here. We're going to keep it going. Quarter 4, set your net worth baseline and define your financial targets for the following year, right? So now you've gone through the process throughout the year and you're trying to figure out, how does this fit? What am I trying to do? You've read, your books, right, on investing. Now, what am I going to do with it? I'm doing all the right things. What am I going to do with it now? What are we going to do? So now that's what you're going to start to draw out. And it's great to have a coach to help you draw out that plan so that way you can map those things out throughout the year. Amen. Like I said, this is a fall in love with the process. A lot of people tell you quick fixes, but they don't tell you how to maintain and, keep this over a period of time. The stability of it is great. You definitely want to make sure that you able to continue this. It's like a muscle. All right. Now I went over the two F's. Let's go over the 2 P's now and those pillars that we talked about. Now, this is something that's great to me and I love it. So the first P, right? It's the physical. Yeah, man. The physical. You have to make sure that you are working on your physical. You got to make sure that you're working on your physical, staying in shape, doing the things that you need to do, so you can be here for a while. You don't want to go, achieve these goals and then only be here for 2-3 years afterwards, right? That's crazy. I know that's not what you want to do. So you definitely got to work on your physical, your body. Come on, man. It's the vehicle for your life's work, right? Without health, you lack the energy to pursue the other three pillars effectively anyways, right? So think about it. If you don't have your health together, you don't have your physical together, are you really going to have the mental capacity, the physical capacity to withstand all of these other things that's going on in your life, to help you be a better person, to help you grow, to help you get to the AKA bag, right? Amen. Physical. So this is another one. A lot of people like to jump out the gate. You don't have to jump out the gate, because remember, you're changing your physical for the long haul. This isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, right? And understand, hey man, for some of us, you've been out of shape for 10, 15, 20 years. Some people ain't never really been in shape their life, right? So you think that just in 3 months, you're going to change that? Yeah, you're going to change, physically, you're going to be like, whoa. But you think that you're going to look like what you probably think in your mind you're going to look like? Probably not. Probably not. Let me tell you something. And this is from a person that pretty much has been in shape. My second son, I had him in 2021. And before that, I worked out, stayed into the gym, did everything. And it was just something about just the stress of him. He didn't sleep at night. I just kind of fell to the wayside. And I stopped really working out, to the consistency I was. I stopped eating, well. And I literally just put on weight. And I mean, when I say put on weight, like I put on like 30 pounds, you know what I mean? Oh, it was over the stretch of from like 2021 to 2024, right? Heck, even 2025, the beginning of 2025 is when I said, I can't do this no more. Like, this is crazy. And so I put on 30 pounds in that time frame, got all out of shape. I'm talking about went from 6-pack to nice little pudge. You feel me? I look bad, man. I look super bad. I was avoiding the mirror. Now, you look bad when you start avoiding the mirror, and that's something you ain't never did before. I started avoiding the mirror. I would turn my head, turn my eyes. I would not look at myself in the mirror. And I said, I got to get back in shape. I can't do this. I got to get back in shape. So as y'all see now, I'm back in shape, but I literally took the whole 2025, like, to get back in shape. And it was a daunting task because like I was so used to being able to, even if I did get out of shape a little bit or whatever, quick to bounce back. Well, I'm older now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not young. So it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So it literally took me the whole year just to even bounce back. You know what I mean? And to literally lose 30 pounds, it took me a year. So I say that to say, falling in love with the process. And now I ain't never going back. Plus it's embedded back into my DNA. And now I'm able to work things out and figure out how to get to the gym, how to work out, and then incorporate the proper eating, the nutrition back into my life. Quarter 4. I just want you to keep it simple, man. Easy plan. The non-negotiable walk. That's what I like to call it. Commit to 20 to 30 minutes of daily movement. Regardless of the intensity, you can step it up. You can, run 20 minutes, 30 minutes, especially depending on if you can pull that off. Most of the people, this is going to be you starting out. All you need to do is get your motor running, right? Build that muscle. So 20 to 30 minutes, start walking, non-negotiable, 20 to 30 minutes a day, nice brisk walk, get back into the motion, get back into the movement, and making sure that it's part of, your life. Quarter number 2, nutrition overhaul. Probably the hardest thing for people to focus on is their nutrition, right? And this is where, once again, if you need to, find you a coach, a dietitian, or things like that, to bring them into the fold, this might be a great thing for you to do. Get you a fitness coach, whatever that may look like, those types of things. You might want to bring them in. But if not, and you want to do it on your own because this is your goal and you like, I got this, focus on, one habit and start from there, right? So drink X amount of water daily, and increase your protein intake and cut back on them carbs. Cut back on them carbs, or cut, especially the more complex carbs. Keep the simple carbs. So when I say especially simple, your potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. Make sure you have your vegetables for a carb source. Green beans, kale, spinach, things like that. Keep it simple. Rice. Yes, you can eat rice. Unless you personally have some type of, issue with rice, right? Rice is perfectly fine to eat. I eat it. I love rice. When it comes to bread now, you may want to look at some of the different breads. I know people do Ezekiel bread, 647, things like that. And not some of the the heavy bread that's going to mess you up. Kind of stay away from that, as much as possible. But yeah, you got to work on that nutrition. Key. So now you're doing your daily walks, cleaning up your nutrition and getting to it, man. That's the start. Third quarter, boom. You didn't tackle the hard parts. You didn't started moving again. That nutrition, you getting that under control. We know that nutrition is real. That thing tough. All right. So then in the third quarter, strength and resistance training. Incorporate 2 to 3 times, 2 to 3 days per week of strength training to build functional longevity. It's that simple. 2 to 3 days. If you can push it to 3 to 4, once again, depending on your level, where you're starting from, it'd be great to do 3 to 4. That's optimal. That's optimal. 3 to 4 days a week, because now you're moving. You don't stop the 2 to 3, the 20 to 30 minutes movement. You don't stop that daily. That's still part of your grind. Now the nutrition is together, and now you're just incorporating, a couple days a week of strength training. Like I said, 3 to 4 days will be optimal, but if it's 2 to 3, that works as well too. I'm telling you, over time, you definitely see the changes. And make sure to take pictures. Make sure to take pictures weekly to show your progress, because we are in our bodies, and sometimes us being with our bodies daily, we don't necessarily see the changes unless we go back and look at pictures. And you like, whoa, because I look at pictures just from a year ago, and I'm like, boy, what was you thinking, boy? Boy, you fell off there, boy. You fell off. Hey, man, it happens to the best of us, I guess, sometimes. But yeah, that's the first 3 quarters. Now we're in the 4th quarter. Prioritize sleep hygiene. This is extremely key. You need your sleep. So aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality rest to ensure your brain and body can recover. Sleep is key. You need sleep. You need at least 7 to 8 hours. I don't care what these people tell you. I sleep when I die. Yeah, stop listening to them. They're dumb. I don't care how much money they got. If they not sleeping, their quality of life is trash. I'm sorry. I don't care. You're not getting no rest. There's absolutely no way your brain can function to the proper capacity that it needs to. So don't listen to that. So now, right, we here with the physical, right? 20 to 30 minutes, movement daily. We're going to, nutrition overhaul. We're going to start eating better, focusing on that. If you need a coach on that, cool, can work on that. Strength and resistance training, we're going to add that in at least 2 to 3 days, optimal 3 to 4, right? And we're going to prioritize our sleep, 7 to 8 hours a day. Now that's the start, right? Now, which that's going to get us to look like something. And then if we want to, multiply that or take it to the next level, then we could do that. We can do that in, the following year. This is the guy that got all the weight on me, man, that I had to work to get off. My little fella right here. That's my one. I think everyone that has children, they have their one. This is my one right here. All right. So now let's go to the last pillar, right? And no, sir, don't make any noise or go upstairs. See, this is the reason why. Side note, I'm like, I got to get back into it. I don't care. You know what? Because just because you have quote unquote distractions, a thing that's going on, life be life. This is showing y'all my life be life, but I'm still here and I'm gonna stick to this. Now back to it. Fourth pillar, personal, man. This is extremely important as well too. You know what I mean? This is your mindset, you know, building your skills, your emotional intelligence. It's the sharpening the saw, so to speak. Phase where you become a more capable version of yourself, right? More capable version of yourself. So what are we focusing on? This is definitely, what we focusing on you. Building out, some of those goals that you want to reach, in your life. Maybe there's a certification, maybe there's schooling that you want to get, right? Maybe there's personal development books that you want to read. It's all about building you, growing, even some hobbies that you want to get into. So learning, hobbies, mental health. Hobby that I have is learning Spanish, Espanol. Y'all have seen my journey through Spanish. That was one of the things that I definitely focused on. So because I think everybody has different phases, paths, what they think is what, right? So I say this to say, for me anyways, when I first started, practicing Spanish, I just wanted to be conversational. I wanted to be able to go to a Spanish speaking country and what? Just be able to talk. So whether that was ordering food, whether that was in the airport, if I was lost, not sure, where to go for my flight, then that's what I would. Hey, bye. Both of y'all, go upstairs. Sorry about that, guys. Life be lifing. But as I was saying, when it comes to Spanish, right? I just wanted to learn, be functional, be able to be conversational. Now, I've been kind of, studying Spanish off and on probably for like the last 6 years. Now, after 6 months, honestly, I had achieved my goal of what it was that I was looking for, right? But what you started to realize, because that was such a broad goal, it changed. And after a while, it took me a time to change to what I needed it to do. So in some breath, if you ask someone, they may say, Adrian, you're fluent. I don't think so. I don't think that I'm fluent, right? There's some things that I want to learn to talk about that I have not learned to speak to. I want to be able to teach real estate in Spanish, and I want to be able to teach real estate. I want to be able to teach. You see this? Everybody making an appearance. There you go. All right, now go upstairs. You said, hey. I want to be able to speak real estate and the stock market in Spanish. Those are the two things that I definitely want to be able to teach. I want to be able to teach those things in Spanish. Now, there's terms that I don't understand and I don't know. So I have to make sure that I'm able to do that, right? So that's what I'm doing now. I have a tutor and I'm learning. I'm building me. I have my own personal goals of why I want to do that and why it's important to me, right? And that's going to come later. One, I am doing business in Spanish-speaking countries. So this is one of the reasons why it's extremely important for me to do that, right? But this ain't about me. This is about getting y'all to these levels, okay? So, like I said, this is the first year. This is you learning, getting better, growing, trying to get to it, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to identify skill gaps. It's very important Hey, go upstairs. Go upstairs. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Everybody got day one. So I got my one here, and then the youngest, this girl, have a tough time with her listening to me. It gets rough. All right. Back to it. I told y'all. These are the reasons why I have fell off, but no longer. Y'all gonna get to know my kids in some of these processes of me doing some of these videos. But identify skill gaps. What is one skill, professional, soft, that would change your life if you mastered it? Start a course or a book on it, right? Now, one thing that's great for you to do, definitely get you a coach. Get you a coach, get you a coach, get you a coach. It's definitely going to be able to help you, identify some of your skill gaps that you may have and that you want to get to and learn. Quarter two, curate your environment. What does that mean? Audit your social circle and digital consumption. Unfollow what drains you. Follow what inspires you. Let me say that one more time, because this was something that I did, and I loved it. Audit your social circle and digital consumption. Unfollow what drains you. Follow what inspires you. Let me tell you what I did last year. I took the apps off my phone, y'all. I just said, forget it. I just took the apps off my phone. I have now told myself the only way I'm on Instagram is if Instagram is bringing me money. The only way I'm on Facebook is if Facebook bringing me money. If it's not doing that, I'm not using it. For what? Right? Fake relationships, I don't like them. I don't like fake relationships. And I'm one of those, and we'll get into it over the videos. Like, I want my friends to be people that I make money with. I know people don't make money with your friends. Don't make money with your family. Yeah, nah, that's me. That's me. I want to make money with my friends. I want to make money with my family. And I feel like social media is false. It's fake. Think about it. I lost my father. What's this? 2026, 2024. I lost my father. And one thing that I realized, like, people that know you, they're gonna know those types of things. And you could be on social media, have social media friends, because that's what I call it, that you literally talk to on social media every single day, whether it's a comment, whether it's some kind of way y'all typically interact. And it's like, they didn't even know. They was going by, had no clue, didn't know. Because why? We don't talk outside of, quote unquote, comments and social media. And so you start to realize, like, oh, this ain't real life. These ain't real friendships. And there's no knock on them. But if you're looking for genuine, friendships, that ain't it. Just because y'all are commenting, and you may send each other some yuck, some laughs and some jokes from time to time, that don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So you need to audit your social circle and digital consumption. See who's really your friends, right? One thing that people say is, as you start to come into money, shut up, be quiet. I say the opposite. I mean, I'm not saying be loud, but what I mean, people like, oh, don't tell your friends. Why not? Them the people that I want to tell. If I can't tell my friends, you ain't my friend, homie. Like, you're not my friend. If I can't share with you about my successes, you ain't my friend. So, in a way, I guess it's absolutely right. But if that's the case, then I need to back up off you. If we're not able to share each other, our wins and our losses, and the things that we're doing over the year, the things that we're proud of, this property that I just bought. If I can't talk, yo, brother, I came up on another property. Holla at your boy. If I can't do that, you're not my friend. You're not my friend. Because guess what? Every single friend that I have, I want to see you get it. I want to see you be the best. I don't care if it's better than me. I want to see you prosper. That's my mindset. There's never no hate, no envy when it comes to my friends and what they do and what they achieve. I want them to get it. I want them to be great. That's how I look at life. So guess what? If I can't tell my friend that I came up, they not my friend. You now in the associate. I see you when I see your piece. I communicate when I communicate with your piece. You know what I mean? But like somebody I'm a, pick up the phone and connect with, talk with, that ain't it. And then the stuff that you follow, make sure it resonates. A lot of times we have these fake people, influencers telling us, oh, this is how I did X, Y, and Z in 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. If you're not talking about the process and how this is a daily grind, I don't want to follow you. I don't care how much money you got. And it ain't to say that you probably have those things instilled in you, but you not talking because it's not sexy. And I get it. This is social media. Everybody wants the tricks and the lavish life and all of that. Homie, that ain't it. I'm trying to tell you. That's just like an athlete that made over 100 million is broke. We're going to talk about some realness. You know what I'm saying? Just because you make a lot of money don't mean you know what to do with it. Ooh. Just saying. Leveling up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to overhaul that. We're going to look at that in quarter 2. Quarter 3, we're going to deep work focus. Deep work focus. You know what that means? We're going to start whatever we're working on. We're going to have a deep focus for that at the time, right? So one thing, like I'm going to use this as an example. We're going to monotask. So we're going to practice that. Turn off notifications for 90-minute blocks to improve your attention span. Put down the phone for 90 minutes. Be intentional with your time. Pick up a book. Read for 90 minutes. You learn Spanish, practice Spanish for 90 minutes. You working on AI, Google courses, project, whatever that is, 90 minutes. Put the phone down. I promise you, you ain't gonna miss nothing. I swear to God, you ain't gonna miss nothing. You ain't gonna miss absolutely nothing. You gonna be good. Or if you feel like if there's a possibility, you might miss something. You married, right? You got kids. Block everybody but your wife. Wife call. Everything okay? House on fire or whatever. Car accident. No, kids good. All right. I'll call you back. I got 70 minutes left. I'll call you back in 70 minutes. I'm focused. Focus time. That simple. Stop having distractions all around you, right? Here it is. You studying this course. You got your phone in your hand. You listening to something on YouTube, right? You got music going. You got all of these different things going on at the same time. How are you really focusing 100% on what you're trying to do? And then you're trying to figure out why you're not able to achieve the things in the timely manner that you want to achieve. Make it make sense. It's not going to make sense. Monotasking. Laser focusing in on one task at a time and knock it out. Monotasking. You got this. Simple. We're trying to build our attention span because we have so many distractions around us now. It's hard to do. It's hard to laser focus in on one task for 60, 90 minutes at a time, right? Or whatever. It could be 30 minutes, right? You could start off doing it for 30 minutes, then an hour, then 90 minutes. But just focusing your time. No social media, no distractions. Focus on the things that you're trying to achieve. Get better. You got this. Fourth quarter, reflection and reset. Take a solo weekend or a day trip to assess your personal growth and set new intellectual goals, right? Something I like to do as far as a vision board. This could be your vision board that you create. Take that time to understand because you're a year deep. This is now starting. This is in your DNA. That growth is in you. You want to continue to grow and continue to build. So now you need to reflect and see, okay, what other gaps do I have? What else do I need to make sure, excuse me, that I'm focused on and doing, right? And you start over the year building and growing. It's not rocket science, man. I told you I wasn't gonna be sexy. I wasn't finna sit here and tell you, oh, do this and do that to get your network over 1 million. One thing I will tell you, you need to get to 100 grand. We're gonna talk about it. Not today, but we're gonna talk about it. Your goal should be 100 grand. Everybody's goal. If you don't have 100 grand, you need to get there. It's gonna be the hardest 100 grand you probably gonna get. And I ain't talking about making annually. I'm talking about whether it's in a brokerage account, you know. So whether you're in the ETF stocks, whatever that may look, you day trade. Your goal, or if you're not saving, I don't suggest that. I've done that. Once again, story for another day. But you need to get to 100 grand. You should have 100 grand invested. Point blank, period. I don't care what nobody else tell you. Because once you get there, you're going to see that things start to speed up. And where you thought that $1 million wasn't attainable, you're going to start to see that it is. Another little nugget. Whatever your baseline number is, that finance, double it. Because what you're going to start to learn is some of the things that we was taught. And I don't want to discredit and say like $1 million ain't no money. Let me tell you something. $1 million ain't no money. Like, not to the way we thought. It was, and I say that because it was the same thing I thought when I first started making six figures. In my mind, because that's what I was taught, was like my end goal. Was like, that's like, oh man, once you get there, you'd have made it. Like, life is grand. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It is great. But at the same time, you start to realize, because guess what happens when you start to make that, right? You want to reap the benefits of that a little bit, right? So, you might want to turn in that Honda, for a Benz. You feel me? Like you start wanting to upgrade your lifestyle. And so you realize, and this is on a low spectrum. This ain't even like, this on a low spectrum. And you start to realize that 100 grand is not what you thought it was. It really is not. It's not what you thought it was. Once again, we're going to get into those things. But what I really wanted to focus on was the four major pillars, the four pillars that you should be building in 2026. And these are the things that you should be working on. The 2 F's and the 2 P's. 2 F's, faith, finances. 2 P's, physical, personal. Those are the 4 areas you should be building. And that should stay. Like, everything pretty much falls into that bucket, especially what you're trying to be, where you're trying to go in your life to be, prosperous and get to that next level. I'm trying to tell you, that's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oh man. Tech middle child. My bad, brother. I'm now starting to see some of these comments here, and that came through. My bad. First time back, man. I ain't have it set to the comment section. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Thank you for definitely joining in. What books do you suggest? We're gonna talk about those books. We're gonna talk about those books on another day for sure. I got you. Stay tuned. We're gonna talk about those books because I think they need a show by themselves. And I want to make sure that I give them the proper time, because I want to talk about them. I don't want to kind of scroll over them, if that makes sense. So they're definitely going to be tied to another video. So yes, sir. We got it. We got it. But yeah. So I hope you guys had your pen and your pad and you pulled up and you took notes and you wrote them 4 pillars down. And now you're gonna start incorporating it into your everyday life. My life changed once I realized this, especially from, personal, financial, like all of that. It really changed once I broke it down to those 4 simple pillars. I know some people have different pillars and all of that, but like, I like to make things simple and easy and digestible, right? Hey man, get your health together. You want to be around, because you finna get to that bag, you finna have all this money in the bank. The last thing you want to do is pass away once again 2-3 years after you done, acquired it. Because even thinking about it, right? Especially for men, I think our average life expectancy is 72. Um, so hey, I'm in my 40s now. So I'm over the hill, quote unquote, based off of the statistics. I'm over the hill, man. I'm halfway closer to death than I am to, to thriving, so to speak. So I don't feel that way. I hopefully, I make it to my mid late 80s. That's my goal, is to make it in there. But I have to be realistic as well too. My dad, he passed away at 70. So that is something that plays in my mind. So, but also he wasn't, like me with his health and things of that nature. So that plays a part in it as well. But yeah, I want to be around, man. Not only that, like, I'm creating generational wealth. Like, I'm making it easier for my kids, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about building trust, what wills, all of that type of stuff, man, and how you can set the rules and guidelines on making sure that what you set as the first person, as far as the generational wealth, doesn't deplete. Like they talk about, pretty much by the 3rd generation, you know, the wealth that was created is depleted. Nah, man, there's rules and regulations to get this bread, and so you have to make sure that you do it. But once again, man, have a great 2026. Once again, we're gonna cheers to that. We're gonna cheers to all of the goals that you're gonna achieve this year. We're gonna make sure that happens. Once again, if you need a coach, you can always hit me up. You can go to gentlemanscouncil.com and leave your information, or comment help. We'll get connected and talk as well too. 2026, we coming for everything that's meant for us, man. We doing it, baby. We come for everything that's meant for us. I'm gonna say it one more time. We coming for everything that's meant for us, and we're gonna be great, and we're gonna prosper. Until next time, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, man. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe, so that way you can stay up to date when new videos get dropped, and also when I go live, because I'm gonna consistently be going live. All right, man. Take care. Peace.